Okay, folks, normally at this time I'd say we're back, and normally normally at this time I'd say we're back. So if you are with us and you spend the hour with us and you stay for our 10 o'clock instant replay show, we apologize for the technical difficulty. Our host site went down, that hostfyntv.com. So where we pointed to, our host site went down, and they had to repair it, and they did. They're good people. They got it repaired. And YouTube has us, blocked. What the hell? I mean, we get 60 days of YouTube, and, we say one or two things controversial, and we get 2 strikes, and we got to write a letter and promise, we'll never say something again, and they put us back up. I mean, I love to hear all the other people complaining about YouTube, but, so our YouTube is not live because we're on probation at YouTube. We're much like... it's not like we've crossed the border illegally or anything, and it's not like we've broken any laws. They just have made sure on YouTube that they, is it censor what we're doing? All right, Amanda. So Amanda's saying don't go any further without telling them what a stressful hour we just put up with you. So they do around here. They put up with me. I don't know why. I don't have time to go into the baseball tournament now because it's 9 o'clock. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you fyntv.com, 545, the 2018 Region 6 12 and under baseball tournament, Georgia Dizzy Dean, double elimination, tonight at 5:45 pregame. At 6 o'clock in the losers bracket, Gilmer will play White County. And then the winner of that will play Towns. Towns County is in the winner's bracket after a win against Gilmer last night. So pregame is 5:45. Tune in for that. Rick will be joining me in the booth tonight. You know Rick from the All-Star panel, political panel on Fridays. And you also know him from filling in here from time to time. So that will be tonight. Rick will be joining us, fyntv.com. Find us on Facebook, FetcherNews.com. Fetcher News on Facebook, Team FYN Sports on Facebook, and also FYN TV on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, same thing, at FYN TV, at Fetcher News, at Team FYN Sports, and also Instagram. Now, I don't know what I just closed. I may have closed something I wanted to keep up here because we're going to try to keep it going. It's hard to get things moving here at 9, but I'm going to start all over, because you did not hear our first 10 minutes before we realized our host site was down. Now, Donald Trump, we have been listening to folks, the media 24/7, okay, 24/7. There's a couple things. It's immigration. And they want to lead us to believe that the immigration problem at the border, illegal border crossing, let's just switch that up. They want to lead us to believe that the illegal border crossing just started happening 2 weeks ago. They want to lead you to believe that only 2 weeks ago. See, this is a man-made disaster. All right? See, President Donald Trump last year, when the hurricane passed over Texas and Florida, other than the mayor, other than the mayor of Puerto Rico, when they staged that mess down there, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, the governor, Rick Scott of Florida, they handled their states very well. Trump and the federal government, FEMA handled that disaster very well. And the media it broke their heart that was not a Katrina moment for Donald J. Trump and the Republican governors on the Gulf. So that being said, they have been begging every day for something, and they can't find it. So you never let a good disaster go to waste, all right? Never let a good disaster go to waste. But if you don't have one, what do? You create one, all right? So now, coming off the heels, pay attention, coming off the heels of a very successful trip to Singapore to meet with Kim Jong-un, from North Korea and to announce that we are working on denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula, ending the war, and that cannot go untouched. So they tried for 2 or 3 days in the media. When you got to pay attention to what they're doing. Now, this is the deep state media. The deep state media tried for 2 or 3 days when he got back to poke holes in it. Donald Trump got rolled. What did we give away? Kim Jong-un came through as the winner. All the above. Okay? Remember that. And that was not playing with you, the American people. That didn't play. So they got to bring Trump. They got to bring Republicans. See, they spent a day or two. Now, the deep state media reacts fast. They spent a day or two, all right, trying to figure out what do we do. We have to do something because articles are being written as we speak saying the Republicans are looking very good now in 2018. Oh, yeah. Republicans now in 2018 will have the tax breaks and the cutting of the of all the regulations and the bank reforms and foreign policy with North Korea. It's being said that Trump wants he has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. We must stop this 2018 possible surge because we have our blue wave, and this is the deep state media. So we're going to try to lead you to believe within the last 2 weeks, children have been separated at the border. We're going to try to lead you to believe that there's a man-made disaster, aka a media-made disaster. They make their own disasters, okay? There's a media-made disaster at the border. We're going to deploy our troops, the deep state media, down to the border, try to capture some video. We're going to take pictures of tents there, okay? Tents. We're going to do everything we can because peace is good. Trump is winning that. So here's what we got to do. We got to turn Trump into being no better than Kim Jong-un, okay? That's what we got to do. We got to turn him into a dictator. We got to make the American people and the world think of Trump as no better than Kim Jong-un. See, Kim Jong-un has his people in gulags. Now pay attention because this is true. He has his people in gulags. He has them in cages, right? Don't feed them. He has killed people. They're starving in that country. But what could be worse than that? To create a dictator. There should be a movie, How to Create a Dictator, by the media. Trump. So they create Trump as a dictator to you and I, okay? And then they turn around and say we're going to make a deep state media disaster, going to create one at the border, and lead you to believe that Trump is starving little children at the border, ripping mothers. Now, I'm going to tell you, you think I'm joking, watch the news. They actually will lead you to believe that there is a baby nestled in its mother's arms, drinking, okay, and the mother's breastfeeding. And they're begging people to go in and get video of somebody pulling that kid off a mother's breast. Now, you can get upset with me, but you and I know it's true. Amanda knows it's true. We're paying attention to it. They're creating this. You see, this whole border crossing crisis with children only happened 2 weeks ago. Guess what? Don't come to our border. Now, I want to play a video. And it does not stop. Amanda, I know, let's play people are kept in cages first. Let's go with that one. This is, wait a minute, this is MSNBC, the Barnacle, and listen to these disastrous conditions that these children are living in. And just come back to me when I say we're ready. And can I hear it? Because I can't see it on a monitor.
The facility itself, where these young people, many of them children, 10, 11, 12 years old, are being held. How many windows are there inside?
How many windows are there, Mike? Was that his question?
Yeah.
0.
Do they eat at the same time 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
They eat 3 meals a day, but they eat on rotation.
Is it a menu? Is it a menu or a specific?
No. It's just I mean, they were given, when I was in there, it was a piece of chicken, some vegetables, a thing of Jell-O, and yeah, it wasn't like a school cafeteria. And they have a limited amount of clothes they can wear. You know, go to the showers on a designated time. They do go to school for 6 hours a day during the week, but everything is very structured. The calls going in, the calls coming out, you know, is determined not by them. It's incarceration.
Jacob. Last week, with his reporting on a detention center in Texas, Jacob got one of the first looks inside a facility housing over 1,000 kids who came to the country without documentation. Now Jacob just finished a rare tour of the Border Patrol's processing center, where more child migrant separations happen than anywhere else. And Jacob joins us now from McAllen, Texas, with that story. Jacob, what did you see?
Hey, Mika. So this is actually the first stop, and a DHS official told me it is the epicenter of family separations along the southern border. It's the McAllen Border Patrol Processing Center, and inside there, more people are actually separated, children from their parents, than anywhere else along the entire southern border. Nobody had been able to get inside until yesterday, and we did. Take a look. When in their stay in this facility are they separated from their children?
Yes, when they go to court, yes.
Facing the cameras and opening his doors for the first time, Rio Grande Valley Sector Border Patrol Chief Manuel Padilla doubled down on the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy of prosecuting anyone who enters the U.S. illegally. But he didn't say it was designed to separate parents from children.
Can you describe the separation process, Chief? How does it happen?
There is no separation process. As they go through the judicial process, they are temporarily separated.
He told us here alone, 1,174 kids were taken from their parents.
Now, that's about a 10-minute report, and we're not going to go any further. We just really wanted to lay the groundwork for you. This is no matter what channel you turn. I mean, they are asking, all right, first of all, I wish the deep state media would go down to check the conditions of where the children are starting their journey from. I wish the deep state I wish the deep state media would go and follow them on the entire journey. Go see where they live. Go see where they cook, the 3 meals they get where they're from, okay? Go find out why the Guatemalans are so short. I'm not joking. You don't have to get mad at me. Guatemalans, go find out why in Guatemala the people are shorter than actually the people in Mexico because of malnutrition, all right? Go find that out. Start from the beginning. You have these elitist jackasses, okay, that show phony compassion and wanting to know if they're getting 3 meals a day. Let me tell you something. In America, if your children go to school and they forget their lunch money and their voucher runs out, they fix them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And guess what? They live till they get home. I'm serious, okay? You know what I would like to do with these children here? I would like to feed them Michelle Obama lunches, okay, down there, because they're certainly going to be healthy, and they can eat the Michelle Obama, no salt, no ketchup, no flavor whatsoever lunches, okay, and that should help. That's what we should have is the over-emotional, phony media taking Michelle Obama's lunches down there to them. Are they getting 3 meals a day? Zero tolerance, breaking the law. Folks, let me tell you something. They're going in cages. They say they're putting them in cages. Let me go into another video because we don't have 2 hours today like we normally do. So let me go to another video. Now, NBC is going to now tell you that people are kept in cages, okay, inside Border Patrol Center. Let's play that video. That's from Morning Joe, the deep state media. Make sure I can hear it, Amanda. Thank you.
All we can show you is photos provided to us by the Border Patrol. Migrants were kept behind chain link fences, wrapped in Mylar blankets, the same kind used by marathon runners, and huddled on mattresses on the floor. When we walked in the door to the 77,000 square foot processing center, 1,129 migrants were detained inside. 525 family members, 197 unaccompanied minors, and the rest adults on their own. Inside, migrants are sorted based on age, gender, and family status into 4 pods. That's what the Border Patrol calls them. One for girls 17 and under, another for boys 17 and under. And then there are the families, moms with kids and dads with kids. Another one of those mothers with her child, captured in these heartbreaking photos going viral over the weekend. They show a 2-year-old girl crying as a U.S. Border Patrol officer detains her mother. The Border Patrol pushing back this morning, insisting no family separations are taking place in the field, but images like these are only adding to the contentious debate about U.S. immigration policy.
So let's just be really clear. There's been some talk, some conversation that there are no cages. People aren't kept in cages. People are kept in cages inside this facility. And I saw it with my own eyes. You guys saw it in those handout photos from CBP and the Department of Homeland Security. And increasingly, the children that are kept in those cages are being separated from their parents under this policy that is a manufactured crisis by the Trump administration. Not only is it affecting the children, the agents inside this facility, the deputy agent in charge told me it's creating a stress on the system. The agents are stressed, and there are only 4 licensed social care workers in this entire facility, at least there were yesterday, to deal with all of the children who might need it. So if a parent is taken away and you have a 2-year-old child that's there by themselves, which is an example I actually pointed out to a Border Patrol agent and asked them, what happens to that kid if that happens to that kid?
Hey folks, this media, this state-run, deep state media, only 4, let's break this down, only 4 licensed social care workers. We have thousands of our children in foster care. We have thousands of our children. You go to every one of your state, you call today and you ask your state how many social welfare children workers that they are short. Find out how many that they cannot put in place. Call your local social care workers in your area and find out how many they have and how big the backlog is with children. Foster care by the thousands. But these people are down there at the border because obviously they just created this media crisis in the last 2 weeks to try to manipulate you, brainwash you, and here you are sitting in an area. And I think America is not falling for this. I really do. I think they are making a major mistake. I think what is going on where I sit today, I am grounded of what the real problems are in Ellijay, Georgia, Blue Ridge, Georgia, Jasper, Georgia, Blairsville, Murphy, North Carolina. I think I am grounded in what our problem is now. We see around us kids in foster care. We see around us kids that are hungry. We see around us kids that sleep on a mattress. Sleeping on a mattress on the floor? Really? We see that around us. That's our problem, America. We don't need your problem here at the border. Now, they're manipulating 4 licensed social workers, mattresses on the floor, okay? Separating from their parents. They're kept in cages. Let me tell you something. We have thousands of kids, all right? Thousands of kids that are homeless and live below the poverty line in this country, all right? And guess what? We have a lot of people in cages. We actually call those prisons. And the cages we have that we call prisons are for people that broke the law. And guess what? When the people break the law, the kids go to child protective custody, service custody, whatever it is, child protective services. That's where they go when their mommies and daddies break the law. And then they start finding places in the middle of the night or wherever they can that these little kids can lay their head in our country because mommy and daddy are in a cage. I'm sorry if the media missed out on that little thing we call prisons in this country for people that broke the law. Now, the adults that come to the border know they're breaking the law, okay? Period. They know it. They know when they bring their children. Let me tell you what you do not hear is there's actually been printed leaflets, okay, through Mexico and South American countries. There has been printed leaflets that show these people how to come to this country, show these people where to cross, show these people how to run across with their children, the easiest ways to get in. It is a business there. It is promoted. Now, we have ports of entry. That's exactly what they're called, ports of entry. And we still have a way that you can come and say, hey, I'm living under prosecution or persecution, not prosecution. I'm living under persecution in my country and I need to seek asylum in your country. Those are points of entry. But mom and dad know. See, the media will not tell you about the actual mass market of how they send out flyers and the people get these things, and there's directions on how to come across the border with their children. Now, keep in mind, when Donald Trump came down the escalator to run for office 3 years ago, his first speech was immigration. I think the media is missing, all right, I think they are totally missing, okay, the fact that Donald Trump won as president of the United States because he said he will secure that border. So I think the media going down there, the deep state media going down there, and the phony liberals crying, and now these pansy-ass Republicans following suit and crying, you know, also that this is a tragedy what we're doing to these children. We're doing nothing. They're getting fed. We're putting them in a place. It may be a tent. What the hell? What if it's a cage? I don't give a rat's. I mean, who cares? If it's a big area that's closed in, we're not keeping them in a 2x2. Do you have that picture that I put up? This was circulated, okay, and it's phony. This kid was in a cage, circulated, and NBC is running that. And I don't know if it was in one of the videos I just played, but they're running that. They're running with the baby getting torn away from the mother. Don't fall for it. Children are being rounded up is what they want to say. Now, here is something that, you know, somebody said this morning. They're taken hostage on a hot Texas landscape held in cages. They are enjoying writing this, okay? So don't forget, this is Trump's Katrina. It's a man-made disaster. Never let a disaster go to waste. The deep state media can't figure out what to do because Republicans, because this morning I heard Michael Steele, my God, it says he's a Republican. I heard Michael Steele say, well, they may clean this up with immigration legislation this week. They could clean it up, but it's still going to resonate in 2018. So this is their hope, okay? This is their hope for Democrats to play commercials. They did this on purpose to make political commercials. I swear to God, that's how damn bad it's gotten in this country and who we are to these people. They don't care. So they're going to go make political commercials. You're going to be out somewhere in Missouri, or you're going to have a senator like Claire McCaskill trying to save her bacon, or you're going to have Bob Casey in Pennsylvania for Senate trying to save his bacon, Joe Manchin in West Virginia, maybe, I don't know. And then all these congressmen, 435, and you're going to see Democrats Democrat commercials with these kids in cages. Remember, this is the Republican Party you voted for. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're going to play clips and sound bites from news acting like, oh, this is the real deal right here. Now, look, it's 9:28. I'm going to take a break. I don't have time to do everything because we only have 1 hour. I will wrap up with this, but I got 2 more stories I want to do. We're going to have a wang doodle of a morning. Do you know what a wang doodle is? We'll find out when we return. Take us to break, Amanda.